Obasanjo, I visited Calabar port but fled. How could anyone say I use a smuggling ship? Former Nigerian President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has called on African leaders to work together and build stronger trade networks across the continent. He made this call during the Intra-African Trade Fair (IATF) 2025, where he shared a personal story to explain why regional cooperation is important. In a video shared by News Central, Obasanjo explained that while visiting Angola, he noticed that noodles were very popular among both children and adults. He immediately thought about how Nigeria, which produces noodles in large quantities, could export them to Angola. According to him, he already had the demand in Angola and the supply from Nigeria manufacturers. What was left was finding reliable transportation. The former president said he decided to explore shipping as a solution. However, when he visited Calabar port, he was shocked by what he found. The only ships available were those used for smuggling. I went to Calabar port and what I got are local ships that are smuggling. They said I should use that, so I ran away from it. How do you hear Obasanjo is using a smuggling ship? He said. Obasanjo stressed that Africa needs a thriving and legal coastal shipping system to encourage safe and smooth trade. He explained that with proper transport, products could move easily between African countries, boosting business opportunities and creating jobs. True. Aonye says, you have not been able to unify the states within Nigeria. You want to be unified. You want Africa to be unified. They play. Charles Hopman says, the fear of Biafra is the beginning of wisdom. Wetin bring Biafra inside this matter? Suppress the people and industry that will boost commerce and industrial development and suffer poverty. At 66, we don't have a good seaport that can bear big ocean liners. We have a deep coastal water for deep seaports, but what we tend to overlook them. How long can Lagos seaport carry us as a nation that wants to boost trade and industry? How long can we continue with fear of Biafra and losing big opportunities that could have made us stand tall? It is well. Shedrack Yokorodi says the ones he used to remain are still waiting for him. They never mean well for South, but tell them that God have blessed our land. South Africa says the Ebola himself, unbeatable Mafiaso Ekun Ogbontarigi Jagunlabi Babaito in Yampion Twale, senior man. The notice we talked about is equally very expensive, presently rendered tipping inflation and frustration won't allow any profits. Daddy, how do we remove these devilish, satanic or cultic non-entities? Call the APC, and that's the most important thing for now. JUC says, these are set of shameless people that continue taking Africa as nothing. As Paulo Robertson says, I'm happy that Obasanjo is a Yoruba man, and he's saying it. Yorubas after the war engineered northerners to blockade the entire old eastern region through land, air and sea. That is why Calabar and Port Harcourt ports that is far richer and better than Lagos cannot boast of any international shipping lines. Under GEJ, Minister of Aviation Stella Oduwa opened up Enugu as international airport with an agreement with many international airlines to take off. The Yorubas overran her with allegations of corruption and she was removed. This is Yoruba overran her. Now wow. Bolaji Frederick says, Daddy, don't mind them. They are only jealous of you. The joy of the Lord is your strength in Jesus' name. They are jealous of it. Voila. Tabuna said, DBJ, stop talking rubbish from your mouth. You were in government for 8 years. What did you do with it? Now, what for now? Go and Google it to what he did with it. NCFM says, Obasanjo no make me vex so because na the foundation wey una lay, wey this man wey dey Aso Rock dey stand on to do his own evil. Abongocha says, Obasanjo, the former head of state, your regime shut down Calabar port at a time. Stop the pretense. Are you serious? Amos Adeyemi replies him and says, for how long has Obasanjo left the governance? I think Jonathan is from Southern Nigeria. Why did he not correct the error? A person cannot do everything. His statement is to serve as a reminder for government in power to improve the anomalies. Don't be sentimental. Don't mind them. Krisuba says later, I will make a separate investment in shipping and logistics across the country to boost exportation of finished goods from Nigeria to across Africa and around the world. Gegbori says, 8 years in power, you didn't know, now you know. Guy, what you sow is what you reap. Ratakazi says, please don't, point of correction, address him as former president. Samawu Kaoji says, it is good that you, OBJ, is the one saying this. You all gang together and agreed in your policy not to rehabilitate any eastern port, thereby allowing Apapa Port to be the only existing port in the country. Before the war, both PH and Calabar ports were in operation, but because of the Igbo man, every government blacklisted anything. Even as Lagos ports are jammed, nobody cares. That is going to change very soon. By the grace of God, we are going to have good leaders that will put all of these things into consideration. Ojofala says, this same OBJ, what did he do during his time to make Calabar port function? Did you not just say what he said? They wanted to give him a boat that was used for smuggling. That was why he ran away. He would just possess fear of the dominion of the East has kept all seaports located therein to be abandoned. Then about that, Chidiozi says, once a shipping port is built at Onitsha, a lot of money will flood into Nigeria because more Igbos will export and import and trade will boom. Victor Chibu says, thank God you shot yourself on the foot, evil ruler. When you were in power, why didn't you create the seaport or make it functional? But you think you are showing Igbos pepper. But now you discovered you do it to everyone, not just Igbos. When you hold someone on the ground, you at the same time, you hold yourself. It is true. Atonika, okay. The federal says, call for the establishment of this seaport in the East to unify shipping and maritime sector along Gulf of Guinea countries. Alem Chuku says, we have imprisoned ourselves. Why can't government across Africa make laws that enable them trade easily, or are they waiting for Britain or America to teach them when we have lawyers of international repute all over Africa? Frank Adibade says, why is OBJ not talking about unification of the continent? This is what Africa needs, and urgently too. I don't know about that unification, no. When are we going to unify? It is well. At then Mark says, Nigeria is yet to be unified, but now it is Africa we want to unify. It sounds good, however. I don't know how feasible that is. That Africa will unify. I don't know how feasible it is. It doesn't look feasible to me. And listen, what do you think? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.